For decades, booking a trip meant walking into a physical office. You'd sit across from a professional, surrounded by travel posters, and they'd manually piece together your flights and hotels over the phone. Then came the first wave of digitization. Airlines and hotels loaded their inventory onto computer mainframes, which eventually allowed those green screen terminals to be replaced by web browsers in our own homes. Today, anyone can pull out a smartphone, consult an AI trip planner, and book a vacation in seconds. It's entirely frictionless, completely automated, and ostensibly free. But the data reveals something unexpected. Despite the dominance of these one-click algorithms, the role of travel advisor is currently one of the fastest-growing professions in the United States. The reason comes down to where these automated tools break. An algorithm excels at finding a cheap seat on a domestic flight. It struggles when you introduce complex logistics, personalized curation, or a high-stakes crisis thousands of miles from home. This is the booking matrix. Logistical complexity runs along the bottom, and financial stakes along the side. A quick weekend stay sits in the bottom left, while a multi-country honeymoon lands in the top right. Deciding whether to use an app or hire a human comes down to understanding exactly where your trip falls on this board. It is a strategic trade-off between the speed of doing it yourself and the security of having a dedicated advocate. When asking an AI to plan an itinerary, it scrapes billions of data points. It naturally gravitates toward the loudest signals on the web. This flowchart illustrates the invisible hotel phenomenon. Because algorithms prioritize massive digital footprints, your query gets funneled straight to 5 major global hotel brands. Smaller boutique properties get filtered out, resulting in standardized authenticity. Travel advisors take the opposite approach. They bypass the public internet entirely, relying on personal relationships and invitation-only industry networks like Virtuoso to source recommendations. These networks control what is known as blocked inventory. These are specific cabins on a cruise or premium rooms at a resort that agencies purchase years in advance, locking in historical pricing that the public cannot access. Utilizing this network requires a specific trade-off. You have to give up the instant dopamine hit of scrolling and discovering a hotel yourself, and instead trust an expert's curation. If you want a truly unique experience, you have to look offline. Human curation is often the only way to access a world that ChatGPT doesn't know exists. Online travel agencies lure millions of users every day with the promise of a lower upfront sticker price. But when you book through these platforms, you introduce a middleman who technically owns your reservation. You are no longer the hotel or airline's direct customer. This creates hidden friction. You forfeit your elite traveler points, face third-party change fees, and hotels systematically place you at the very bottom of the upgrade list. The alternative model requires paying a human advisor an upfront planning fee. Depending on the trip's complexity, this usually ranges from $150 to $500. This comparison table breaks down the return on that investment. While the OTA has a lower upfront cost, the advisor column shows where you earn that fee back. Through daily free breakfast, late checkouts, and resort credits, the monetary value of those advisor-secured perks routinely exceeds the initial planning fee. Paying an advisor requires an initial leap of faith, but it generates hard, quantifiable value that automated booking platforms systematically strip away. Travel is inherently fragile. Weather patterns shift, borders close, and airlines face system-wide failures. This decision tree maps out what happens when a flight is canceled. Through an OTA, Path A routes you to an automated chat and a 3-hour hold. Eventually, you must call the airline directly, absorbing all the risk and stress to fix a logistical nightmare. Now look at Path B. If you used a travel advisor, the protocol is a single direct text message to a human advocate. While you wait in the airport lounge, your advisor uses back-channel contacts to secure a seat on the next outbound flight. An advisor also applies emotional intelligence to the problem. They know if your family has hit a wall and just needs a hotel room to rest, a nuance that mathematically efficient AI cannot sense. Hiring a human advocate provides a layer of logistical protection, ensuring you never have to act as your own crisis manager. The goal isn't to reject technology in favor of humans across the board. It is about recognizing when the complexity of your trip demands human insight. We can map out your optimal strategy on this final scorecard, splitting the approach between automated tools and a human advisor. For the transactional DIYer, taking a simple point-to-point domestic flight, the input is clear: book direct or use an app. You save the planning fee, but you assume full responsibility for managing any minor hiccups along the way. Then there's the time-poor optimizer. If you find yourself spending 20 hours researching hotels and reading reviews, your input is to hire an advisor. You buy back your time and secure VIP perks that mathematically offset the cost of their planning fee. Finally, the high-stakes traveler. If you are booking a honeymoon, a safari, or a multi-country expedition, you need to invest in a human advocate. The upfront cost protects your financial and emotional investment from the inevitable points of failure mentioned earlier. Automated tools offer frictionless speed for simple trips, but human experts provide the support necessary for journeys that simply cannot afford to fail.